Okay, so now we're ready to start winnowing the beans. But before we winnow the beans, we've got to break them. Now, what I use to break is what's called a champion juicer. This machine costs about $250, $270. All right, you don't need this particular piece of equipment. You can break them any way you want. You can break them with a rolling pin. But what I found is that this particular machine, this juicer, gets exactly what we want. It gets a coarse break because you don't want to break the nibs too fine or you can't get the shells out. And you don't want to break them have too big of pieces or they won't separate as well. So before we winnow, which is the process of removing the shells, we've got to break. So champion juicer. What I've done though is the juicer has a screen which basically keeps the product in there and juices it. I've taken that screen out because I want the nibs to come out. I want the beans to come out broken. And so all I'm going to do is put this back on. Now this has a magnetic stop so that, you know, it's a dead switch so you can't hurt yourself. It won't run without, let's see if it's running. There we go. All right, now we're going to break these beans. All right, now this can be messy and normally I do it in my garage. I have another workshop set up in my garage, which is a little easier to contain the dirt. But my wife is in New York today, and if she found out I was doing this down here, she'd kill me. But since she's away, I can do it here, and hopefully I'll be able to clean up before she gets back. So we're going to turn this on. All right, and we're going to put the beans in. Break them, all right? And you can see what I'm getting is a coarsely ground mixture of bean and shell, nib and shell. And this I will then use later in the winnowing process. It's not too messy, but we'll see. And what I have is a really delicious aroma right now. It really smells really delicious. And this actually goes very fast. If you've ever tried to remove the shells by hand, you'll be thankful to have this type of equipment. But our goal is to have an operation to make chocolate in the home, high quality chocolate, and with an investment of less than $1,000. And that is entirely possible. You can even do it for less if you eliminate some of the equipment. But this is what I've found to be very efficient. All right, so now we've got our broken beans, and these will go into the winnower. And that's the next step.